bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on.
Good evening, America. Welcome to The Other Brother, where we'll be discussing family, sports, relationships, and sex, but mostly sports. Sports. Not sex? No. On tonight's episode, we'll be recapping the Super Bowl, the wins, the losses, the good calls, the bad calls, the hatred, the laughter, the tears, the smiles.
The father.
We want to talk about the MVP vote, or Tom Brady winning MVP. So, take it away, brother.
I actually completely agree with the Tom Brady MVP vote. Anytime you throw for 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards, record 36 completions against the Legion of Boom, I think you deserve the MVP.
In my opinion, that Legion of Boom looked very deflated, so I'd have to discredit that.
Deflated or not, I think that Tom Brady exploited the Seahawks' weakness with his short, quick receivers and the intermediate routes. I know you have something to rebuttal my Tom Brady choice.
Well, I think you made a great point because you're talking about short receivers and quickness, and which is why my MVP vote would have went to Julian Edelman. This guy posted a stat line of 9 receptions, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Really, he could have had 2 touchdowns when he made but Tom Brady missed him on a goal line pass where he made a really, really sweet move against the defender to get open.
White man can't jump.
But he can sure move like Jagger.
So we both agree that Tom Brady will probably win the MVP.
Absolutely. I mean, he had another receiver, Danny Amendola, who had a really great game, also had a touchdown. I just think Julian Edelman, in my opinion, had bigger playmaking outcomes. So really doing a lot of things to continue to move the ball. Made a lot of first defenders miss, which is always something that leads to success. And so with that, I just believe Julian Edelman, really had an outstanding game. But he's not the only receiver in the game to have a really strong outshowing. Chris Matthews really burst onto the scene this Super Bowl in the biggest scene of them all, biggest time of them all, and had 4 catches, 109 yards, and a touchdown. He was also a former Foot Locker employee, which is great.
Yeah, last year he received a phone call from the Seahawks to come try out at their training camp. It actually really makes me want to go into the local Foot Locker here and maybe scout the talent a little bit, ask for a few autographs, even go to the local grocery store, maybe the courtesy clerk. Do you need to help out? Yes, I do. Here's a tip. Remember me when you grow up.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. There's a couple people who came from that same background. So Michael Wilhoit, the linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers, was actually a former Champs employee. Kurt Warner, Super Bowl MVP, took the St. Louis Rams to the Super Bowl. He was a bag boy at a grocery store. And then my main man, Josh Gordon, from the Cleveland Browns, was a car salesman during suspension.
Former car salesman, current car salesman.
Exactly. You can catch him at your local car dealership.
And then
he'll be there.
A fun fact for you, Ariel Castillo and Carlos Castillo, both former Champs employees.
Look at us now, though.
What are we doing now?
On to
Jermaine Kearse's catch.
Yes. What are your thoughts?
It was a little heartbreaking for me because I didn't want the Seahawks to win, but it was a great catch. I mean, when you think of the Seahawks, you just think of magic.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
Yep, me too. I think it was a great acrobatic catch. It would have went down in history, the Super Bowls, as one of the greatest catches. Unfortunately, it counts for nothing because the Seahawks lost.
I don't think about nothing. It's the greatest catch by a losing team.
We can count that. One for Jermaine Kearse. But in all fairness, it was a great catch, a lot of concentration in a big game on the biggest stage of his career. So I definitely don't want to take anything away from it. So thought it was a really, really nice catch for him.
Yeah, who's got it better than us? The Seahawks, the Patriots. Oh, Marshawn Lynch not getting the ball. You had an interesting fact about that.
Yes. So Marshawn Lynch in 2014 had 5 carries within the 1 yard line, and within those 5 attempts, he only had 1 touchdown. So, in the scheme of things, was it a bad call not to go to him?
Yeah.
Yes. But looking at the outcome, we don't know. I mean, he could have gotten the ball, fumbled, got stuffed, and we would have been asking how come they didn't pass. But you also have an interesting stat line as well.
Yes, the Patriots actually had the third worst defense from the 1 yard line when it was a run. Out of 6 attempts, they actually gave up 4 touchdowns. Also, you have a few words from Horseface.
Pete Carroll said that given the defensive personnel that the Patriots are in, which was goal line, your biggest advantage on offense against that defense is receivers. So was it a bad play call with the given the lineup that the defense was showing? I don't think so. But at the same time, you can't discredit Marlon Butler.
Great play.
Making a really, really outstanding play and jumping that route and getting in front of the receiver before the receiver can get to the ball. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can talk about, but you have beast mode back there. So,
I mean, if there's one running back, I would give the ball to on the 1 yard line with the other team doing their goal line personnel. It would be Frank Gore
or beast mode. The thing that's funny, here's a funny thing, America. 2 years ago, the Niners were in the same situation, same boat against the Ravens, where they were in the goal line and on 3 consecutive plays they went past first, and we all know the outcome. They didn't win the Super Bowl. So you would think that knowing that the Seahawks would have, changed it a little bit and given themselves an opportunity with the best, running back in the league right now.
Yeah, I also think a fade route to the 6'2", 6'3" Ricardo Lockett would have been better than a slant. I mean, but like we said, just a great play by Butler.
Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, they're not taking anything away from the Patriots. They made a hell of a comeback. So, I mean, you just got to live with the outcome. And no one knows what would have happened if Marshawn Lynch would have got the ball because he didn't. What are your thoughts on the scuffle at the end?
What are your thoughts on the scuffle at the end?
Classless? Is that okay to say?
I thought it was very classless.
Because I didn't expect any more from the Seahawks. So I expected what I saw, which was great.
I just have 2 comments. One is, where's the bike, Mike?
And if you don't know what he's referring to, in the NFC Championship game, Michael Bennett actually celebrated their comeback win, which was great for them, by riding a bike throughout the stadium.
Yeah. No bike to be found this time.
Nope, not at all. Sorry, Mike.
My second, Sherman. Was it me, or did he kind of make a face like his girlfriend asked him to eat the booty out like groceries?
I don't know what that face would look like.
I've made it plenty of times, right, babe?
But if you're a football fan, it was a great game.
Yeah, you definitely enjoyed the game, but if you're a Niner fan, I mean, we practically won the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Go Patriots. Now, halftime show. Katy Perry. She's smart.
Yes, she's very smart.
What'd you think about the entrance?
The entrance to me. So here's the thing, America. This is a true story. There is a liger, which is when a lion and a tiger have sexual intercourse, you create a liger. There's a actual liger named Hercules, and it's the biggest liger in the world. And when I saw the tiger that Katy Perry was on, I immediately thought of Hercules. I mean, that's fair to say.
Okay. I mean, as far as the show, I was actually expecting something along the lines of the 2004 Janet Jackson halftime show. You remember?
I do. I wouldn't consider that a halftime show. I would consider that more of a peep show.
A free peep show, and God knows I like a bargain.
What about her wardrobe choices? What are your thoughts on that?
I actually would have enjoyed less, a lot less, nothing.
Yep. I agree.
That would have been a way better show had she had nothing on. No wardrobe malfunction equals no fireworks in my pants.
Yeah, I have to agree on that.
I know you were upset about a few song choices that she...
Yeah, so my thing is, I was very much looking forward to her singing This Is How We Do and Walking on Air, and when I didn't hear either of them, it was very...
Moving on.
Okay.
Lenny Kravitz. I've seen lip syncing before, but I've never seen guitar syncing.
Yes.
His rise to fame for me was the 2004 racial draft, where he was actually selected #1 to the Jewish delegation.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that very clearly. The young African American performer who came out with Katy Perry. So I did some research because we were asking each other who was that.
Yeah.
She goes by the name of Missy Elliott, and I found a new level of respect for Katy Perry for allowing this up and coming artist to shine on the biggest stage, where there's so many different viewers around the world. To really allow this person to shine and give her that moment. So I wish you the best, Missy Elliott. I was very impressed by your performance. A lot of good songs. So hoping that you have a really strong career.
Yeah, she's definitely a future Nicki Minaj, maybe an Iggy Azalea.
I can see that.
Definitely.
I like the dance moves. Now, some brotherly advice. What do you have?
I have some advice. So, Lindsay Lohan, Esurance commercial. Rock bottom, Lindsay. Rock bottom. After Machete.
Mean Girls.
No, Machete. She got naked. It was nice. After Machete, I thought she was on the rise. I was wrong.
Yeah, I can see that. Esurance and commercials means...
Yeah, definitely. On the other hand, you have Bryan Cranston.
This guy. Listen to
AKA
this.
Walter White,
Yep.
AKA Malcolm in the Middle. Esurance commercial.
Genius.
Superstar.
I'll have to say this about that guy. He definitely knows how to market himself. He knows how to insert his character into a wide range of companies. And I think that this Esurance combination for him was huge.
That. Cheers.
Cheers to that.